Hi, thanks for joining me again at Inspired Moment Messages. Today, I want to talk about, I'm going to look down occasionally to read my notes so I don't forget all the juicy tidbits. Today, I'm going to talk about how to be in a relationship or to live with a wounded animal of the humankind and how to learn from it and grow from it and transform out of it. So before I talk about those, please click the subscribe button, because on this channel, it's always going to be real. It's always going to be raw. It's always going to be from the heart. It's always going to be from a place of inspiration, and you're going to love it, whether it's a 2-minute video or a 30-minute video. So thanks for being here. So if you'd like to get to know a little bit more about me, go to linktree.com / I think it's a / yeah, edwards.jan. And I am Jan Edwards. So to feel how this applies to you in your specific situation, in your relationship, or in your living situation, or in your working with or being friends with someone who I call a deeply wounded animal, go ahead and give me a message, because the way you navigate this and the way you know that you're dealing with someone like this and what options you have that will really serve you are different for each one of you. So I'd love to work with you on that. So linktree.com / Jan or edwards.jan. So I've got 12 little kind of like messages, hints, tidbits, suggestions on how to live with or be in relationship with a wounded animal of the humankind. But not only how to live with or be in relationship with that one, but also how to learn from it. Because there's a lot of really great, powerful learning that you can get from it, speaking from personal experience. And with the willingness to learn from it, there just comes growth in you personally. And with the growth, usually comes a transformation of some kind, if you're really wanting to grow from it. And the transformation is often moving out of that relationship or that situation with that person. So number 1, don't try to fix him. Don't try to fix her. I'm not going to really go in deep on that one. You'll have to talk with me personally to get more on that, but that's number 1. Number 2, don't assume that he or she will change. Don't assume it. Don't look forward to that. Don't anticipate that, because it's not up to you. Don't anticipate or look forward to that person becoming better or growing or changing its skin, because the timing of that person's growing and changing its skin and changing period is not up to you. It's only up to the person and how willing the person is to become a person who feels better and freer and lighter. So don't try to assume he will get better. She will change. Number 3, know that the behavior that they show you and the actions that they show you, who they are, they're not random. Those behaviors and those actions they're not made up. They're not forced. They're usually very accurate. So don't dismiss them. Don't give excuses to them. Don't think, oh, it's just because she's tired, or oh, he forgot, or oh, I must have done something, or oh, there's something in this for me to learn and to rise above. The attitudes and the behaviors and the actions and the words that they share with you are who they really are. So observe them, look at them. Number 4, take off your rose-tinted glasses. I think I wore rose-tinted glasses for maybe 50 years. Rose-tinted glasses make the world look beautiful, and they really help raise your frequency and your emotional tone and your experience of a great life. But they can also hinder your ability to see what's true, what's right in front of you. For whatever reason, those of us who wore or wear rose-tinted glasses, we were conditioned to learn to put those on. You're not born with rose-tinted glasses. For some reason, way back when, we put them on so that we could navigate our experience or our situation in a way that allowed us to move through it or feel safe for the moment, or hold on to something that we thought we really wanted or that was really important to our survival. But when you're dealing with a wounded animal of the humankind, rose-tinted glasses will just prolong the suffering in your experience with them. They will prolong and put off the outcome of a better understanding and awareness for you. And there will be that outcome. There will be that outcome. I'm getting to it. Number 5, realize that your relationship or living situation with this person is only happening for your own awareness and growth. Should you decide to become that aware and to grow, you don't have to decide to become that aware. You don't have to decide that you want to grow from it. It's not a bad choice. It's not a wrong choice if you decide not to. For most of us, the reasons that we decide not to realize that this is an opportunity for our awareness or growth is because it's either not the right timing, or we haven't gotten all the pieces yet in our heart, mind, body, spirit, or there's still a little bit more learning to do that will really create enough momentum to put us in the space and in the desire of really wanting, I want to learn from this. I know this is happening for me. So choose. You can always change your mind. Which is number 6, the choice of what to do, whether to just stay in it the way it is or leave it without getting to know it better and growing from it, or stay in it and open yourself, meaning your heart, your solar plexus, your spirit, and then your new mindset, so that you can understand more about why this is happening, what is in it for you, what you have believed or thought that got you in this position in the first place, which is why you're here, so that you can change that belief or thought and grow from it and become more whole and complete and light and loving from it. So the choice is always yours. Neither is good, neither is bad, neither is right, neither is wrong. It's just a choice. You can change your mind any second, as many times as you want. Number 7, know that you cannot ignore his or her behavior or actions, no matter how hard you try. And what I mean by this is when you're in a situation with someone, whether it's a living experience or a relationship or co-work is a little different because you have some space, but friendship, mentoring, it could be anything. When you're in a situation with someone who is a wounded animal of the humankind and acting out in that way, it's easy for some to say, just ignore it and pay attention to your own life and mind your own business. But you wouldn't be there if there wasn't something for you. So ignoring it really kind of digs a deeper hole for you. It kind of prolongs the inevitable. It kind of puts you in a place where you can temporarily act as if, but it's going to come back. That behavior and those words and those actions are going to come back. And then you're not going to be able to ignore them. And then they're actually going to have a greater impact on you. So you're going to feel more upset and suffer more from it. But there again, it's a choice. Right now, it behooves you to ignore it and ignore it. You can come back and look later. But just know that it's not going to go away. It's not going to magically go away. That's the point of this, because you choose to ignore it. This kind of relationship or situation that's very close to you, that's part of your life. It's not going to go away. Number 8, if you decide that you want to learn and you want to grow from this person and this experience with them, observe that person, talk with that person on a deeper and deeper level, connect on a deeper and deeper curiosity level with her or him, and get to know that person's hurt, where it started. Get to know as much as you can about the deepest level of the original wounding that happened to this person. And if possible, it's not always possible, but if possible, ask questions about their childhood, because usually a wound that creates a wounded human who still, by the time they are 30, 40, 50, 60, are still acting from their wounded state, usually the original source of the wound, original source of behavior, which is the original wound, happened in childhood, maybe even at birth, right after birth, or depending on your set of beliefs, before birth, in the ancestral lineage, the belief system, the energetic DNA, the emotional chain that goes down through the family ancestry into each person born. Usually it starts there. So try to get to that place in this person's life. Get to know it. It'll really help you. It'll help you so much that it will take you from a place of feeling frustrated, angry, victimized, righteous, whatever other expression of that fits you. It can take you from that place to a place of, oh, wow. It opens up your mindset to actually know more about how that incident or those series of incidents with that person or group of people that created the original wound affected this person that you're in relationship with. And the more you can kind of not necessarily get inside the head of that person, but the more information you have about the degree of severity and suffering that that person experienced at the original wound, the more you're going to grow from it, the more compassion you're going to feel without being an enabler or a codependent, without being sucked back into a toxic relationship or situation. But it will actually lift you and open your heart and your insight and your ability to be compassionate, while at the same time not being taken down that lane of taken advantage of or falling into old habits before. You know what I mean? Okay. So number 9, kind of rephrasing what I said a little bit before, you are experiencing this situation, whether it's a living situation, a relationship, a friendship, or whatever, with this person for a few reasons. One is because there's a mirror of a wound or a blind spot in you that started usually from childhood, possibly from birth. And that mirror can only work with you too, because your dynamics are so connected the way he or she does something, says something, feels something, affects you in some way, is such an accurate, integrated piece of the puzzle that fits your mirror of your original blind spot or wound or tendency, that it's where you need to be. This mirror is the mirror. You know, if you're brave enough and courageous enough and willing enough and loving of yourself enough to go through it. And then the other reason this is so important and this is happening to you is for your expanding your truth. Like, what do you know to be true now? A previous perception about whether this person was truthful or whether this person's actions were real or truthful or helpful might change from this. But not only this person, every person like this person in your life that you have met and will meet. So your ability to expand your power to discern. What does that mean? See through the outer actions. See through the outer veil that this person puts up, this outer image. See through the words and actions and behavior of this person to know where this person's coming from and maybe even gauge what this person will do or say next. Your ability to discern, and discernment isn't just in the head, it's, where am I feeling it right now? It's here too. It's here. When you feel tight or wanting to close up here or on guard or just uncomfortable or even actual physical pain, that's a sign that you can't fully be trusting and open to what this person's giving you and saying to you. And, you know, it means there's a level of discernment that you need to rise to so that you don't constantly find yourself in these similar types of situations or in some kind of relationship with a similar type of person. Discernment is a beautiful asset. It's a beautiful asset. So with this discernment, you'll be able to create your own increased amount of joy and ease for you in your life because it'll become automatic eventually. It's kind of an intuitive watch, observe, plug it in, remember what you know, and then come out with a response or an action that will be wise, not a repetitive pattern or cycle that you're beginning to step into again. So now I wrote this and I'm not quite sure what I meant, so I'm going to read it out loud. Do not let your patterns of not looking at the daggers and traps and manipulations used by the person continue. Oh, got it. Okay. So your patterns of wearing rose-tinted glasses or coming up with a reason or an excuse or labeling this person's words or actions as random is a pattern that you've been doing. Don't let your pattern of ignoring their daggers, even though they're kind of invisible sometimes, or their traps that they lay in a conversation, in an emotional breakdown, or their manipulations, which sometimes are unconscious. They're so used to doing this kind of manipulative behavior and laying traps and creating stories and scenarios to pull people in or push people out or move people this way or that way. Sometimes they're not conscious. Many times they're not conscious of that. But the person who is conscious of that, the wounded animal humankind, who is conscious of when they are sending daggers, laying traps, or using manipulative behaviors, be very careful of that person. That's a very cunning, brilliant, dangerous wounded animal. But most people aren't conscious. Thank goodness. Because if you ignore these daggers and traps and manipulative behaviors, they will return. Like I said earlier, they will return. Number 10, trust in yourself. Never ever break from your own inner alignment, your inner truth, your inner guidance, and your self-love. Because that is your protection through this, and it is your light path exiting out of this cycle. It is your passage out from a higher place. So trust in yourself. A lot of these things that I'm talking about right now are things that people say. They may not be understood by most people who haven't gone through them. What does it mean to trust in yourself? What does it mean to trust your inner alignment? What's inner alignment? What's your truth? What does that mean? What's inner guidance? What does that mean? Like, I want you to just write some notes. Even I should have said this at the beginning, but write some notes about questions you have as you're listening to me that you want to know more of, it, that you are not quite sure what they mean, or that come up for you and you want to look at them. It's very important. It's a very important video, if I do say so myself. Number 11, don't ask anyone else for their opinion. Don't ask anyone else for help. With the caveat, if you are in physical danger, of course, or, dangerous manipulation that will cause major suffering in your life, and you need help, go ask for help. But what I mean is, really don't ask for people's opinions or what you should do or what they think is causing this person to act this way or what they did in a similar situation, or since they know you really well, to tell you what they see in you that might be, blah, blah, blah. They don't know. No one else knows except you. No one knows. The truth and the realization that you will discover if you choose to learn from this relationship or situation with this person, or if you choose to grow from this situation and transform from this situation, the truth and the realizations will come to you. And they will be your truths. They will be your realizations. They won't come from anyone else. They may be inspired by someone who said something that you overheard and that really resonated with you, which pay attention to. Pay attention to things that really resonate with you, that really go, yes, that's what I thought, or that's the way I feel, or that feels really good to me. That's resonating. You want to hold on to that. But other people's opinions, a class that will teach you, a course, a guru, your friends, your parents, your brother, sister, your children, those people you ask opinions for, and you tell the story about what happened, and then the next story, then the next story, and the next one. If they were able to help you, they would actually be inside of you. They would be part of you. And if they were really able to help you, anything that they ever said and everything that they ever said before would have helped you tremendously, and you would not be in the situation anymore that you originally asked them for help. So my point is, go here. Go here. Number 12, and the final one, is be grateful. Be grateful. And know that the outcome, should you choose to walk this path instead of running from it or attacking the person and then leaving, or procrastinating on understanding and growing from it, should you choose to walk this path and learn from it and grow from it and transform from it, it will be one of the greatest transformations of your life. I am not kidding you. And that outcome will come if you say yes, if you are willing, if you open yourself up to it, if you are willing to do your own opening, your own work. Now, these 12 steps are some basics. There's a lot more. And there's a lot more to learn about how to even tell if a person that you're in a relationship with is a deeply wounded animal. And there are ways to know why you find yourself in a relationship or situation with this deeply wounded animal of the humankind. And there are specific tools, steps, things that you can do anytime, day or night, that will help you learn, grow, understand, and transform into a lighter, easier, more joyful version of you that will never find yourself in this kind of frustrating, scary, confusing, aggravating, sometimes terrifying experience with a wounded animal, because it can be one of the worst experiences, one of the worst nightmares of your life. I've had, I would say 3 of them in my life. And what a beautiful outcome I have received from all that I've done. So I wish you love. I wish you willingness. I wish you joy. I wish you peace. I wish you discernment. I wish you connection. And I wish you freedom. Thank you for joining me. I'd love to connect with you, either for ghostwriting, editing, life coaching, access consciousness bar session. I'm also an ordained minister. I can perform weddings, officiate your meaningful event, write vows, help guide you through whatever dark area you're feeling yourself in right now. It doesn't have to stay dark. Walk into the light. I love you.